always wished for a family, but considering, and because of my symptoms were so severe and I was always struggling to manage myself, um, that I didn't believe that I can ever have a child.
But tell us, at the point where you missed your period and you realized that you were pregnant, what went through your mind? How did you feel?
I was very uh, convinced that I would take the IVF or the artificial route for conceiving, and I would never conceive naturally, if not for Sepalika. When the doctor actually saw that and said that, "Hey, congratulations, you're pregnant," I couldn't. I had tears in my eyes. I couldn't believe it.
As you made the dietary changes, you were also seeing the regular periods come. So I remember, for example, I think there was a dairy insensitivity issue that you were able to find. So, tell us again in terms of just the diet and the dairy part. What did you discover? It's like,
I think the dairy insensitive was something that I didn't even consider it as a possibility when I had PCOD or when I was going through my symptoms. It so happened that I was having very, very painful acne during my time with Sepalika. My periods were normal, but I still had very painful acne. And I brought it up with the nutritionist, and she was like, "Hey, do you have any dairy?" I was like, "Yeah, it's part of my routine from the time I think I was born. As a South Indian, it is very difficult to not have curd with every meal that I have." And she's like, "Okay, can you do something for me? Can you not have dairy for a month and tell me how it feels?" I was like, "Not have dairy in the sense?" She said, "Don't even have a spoonful of milk for 1 month and let's see what it does." I was like, "Are you sure?" And she's like, "Yeah, let's try this out and see, because I think you have dairy insensitivity." And I think that 1 month I did not have a spoon of milk, nothing. I completely removed dairy. And I noticed two major changes that happened. My skin got clearer than ever. Second thing is, I did not do anything, but I still did see my body lose some weight and fat. And I felt very lighter on my feet. And I was very, very surprised seeing this.
and especially in a lady who has PCOD or insulin resistance, the dairy can really be something, the single factor that can even prevent a pregnancy. Because
Right.
if you have dairy, it spikes insulin, it doesn't allow ovulation. No ovulation, no baby. It's as simple as that. But we are so happy that it happened finally as the positive result that we were all hoping for. And then there continued to be a cyst, right? So the early part of the pregnancy with Dr. Vivek Kadambi's help using progesterone supplementation was also a crucial part of making sure that the first trimester went, without any untoward incident.
Correct.
What was your
Yeah, I think I was in a very panicky state, because as soon as we got the news that I conceived, a week or so I was fine. I was just having the nausea, regular nausea. There was no vomitings, no very crazy morning sickness. But I didn't feel like myself. I was down. I was very dull. I didn't have the energy to do my stuff and things like that. But I think a week after 8 or 9 days, we didn't hear the heartbeat yet. So I was there was still time for that to happen, and during that time, I suddenly started seeing some spotting, and I was very, very scared on why that happened. But historically, also, I knew that I was always low on progesterone, and that was something so I did my progesterone test with Sepalika even before we decided that we want to conceive and all of that. So I knew that my progesterone was always low. Along with, so when I went to the doctor, she also suggested a progesterone injection, and then I reached out to Sepalika saying, "Hey, what can we do in terms of managing the symptoms?" And that's when we reached out to Dr. Vivek Kadambi to get the synthetic progesterone. I did take, and one reassuring fact was when we did the progesterone test every month. I think initially we did it bi-weekly, once in every 2 weeks, and when the progesterone started increasing, that's when we realized, okay, there's still some hope. It's not all over yet. And I think I was very, very sensitive and careful in the first trimester just because this was low. My gynec did recommend weekly injections of progesterone from her side, and I did take daily dose from Dr. Kadambi. All in all, kept my pregnancy very safe till the end. Uh, it was very, very scary even in the second trimester, because every trimester I was prescribed 1 month, 1 week of bed rest, and I was like, wait, when will this end? end? But I think after that week, it was very non-stressful, because I know we were doing all the right things, even with my gynac. And the other thing that I really liked about Sepalika is also they never dissed my gynac's opinion. Um, they always recommended do what your gynac is telling, and top of that, do what we're recommending. We never do anything in isolation. I also discussed with my doctor about following Sepalika, and she was also very open. All in all, I had a great team that was taking care of me during my pregnancy, which was very non-stressful for both my husband and I. Otherwise, we would have been like, don't tell them this, don't tell them this, and what, like making sure what we tell whom and all of that would have been more stressful. But I was very happy that both, at the end of the day, both the teams wanted my and my baby's safety, and that was very reassuring, and very it made us be at ease.
Fantastic, fantastic. No, I think it was a beautiful journey, and we are truly grateful to your local gynac as well, because all said and done, to take advice online, etc., and to be allowed to follow it. So, again, our goal is to partner with as many gynacs on the ground as possible. Let them do what they're trained in and what they're experts in, which is managing a gestation in person, doing the examinations, giving injectable progesterone, etc., when it's needed, but also ensure that we give you the vitamins and minerals and the remaining support, so that one doesn't get into an emergency situation anytime during the pregnancy. So it's fantastic that we had a team that could work together. What would be your message to other ladies who may be in a similar situation, PCOD, irregular periods, wondering if the clock is ticking away? Should they sort of try ART, etc.? Any words from you?
I think the first biggest thing I would want every woman going through what I went through before conceiving is to give yourself a little more credit, and believe in your body a little more, because nature has its own way of making things. And we as humans are always used to messing with nature. And at least of all things, pregnancy and childbirth is something that need not be messed with, unless like that is the only last resort left.